Hello everyone! It's been a while, hasn't it? I know, but hey, guess what? It's a new update, so that means, unlike Halloween, that's actually coming out later. That's the Christmas video, where I do all that crazy nonsense and kind of put it into collaboration. Today is going to be the day that I talk about the update, kind of like the invasion update video I made. So, if you like that stuff, you'll like this video. If you don't, you won't like it. Also, as a bonus, I'm going to be talking about some sets that you can use that are actually really viable now, and some I even used because I'm that hipster before the update. So hey, let's check it out. So in this update, they focused on one of my favorite things to talk about, heavy melees. And a lot of you guys don't know this, but before I became like a comp heavy player, I actually used to be a professional heavy boxer. I made a solid 15 key profit off of heavy boxing, somewhere on there, and I loved it. So I love heavy melees, just because he's this big strong guy. He should have good melees, and that's exactly what they did this update. Only thing for heavy is about melees, and I love it. First up on the list is the Fist of Steel. Now, I have been saying this for so long, and a lot of people actually asked me why I don't use the Fist of Steel in comp, and it's because of the deployed time penalty. Because, like, say if I need to switch to my sandwich, it takes a lot longer to, so it kind of like screws with your medics. But now they made it so it's only a holster time, so that means when you put it away, it takes a little bit longer. But that does not matter, because that means you can pull it out at the same speed. You can switch to your other weapons the same speed. You just can't switch from the Fist of Steel to your other weapons the same speed. And realistically, its Fist of Steel is a retreating weapon, so you can now retreat with it, and then when you get safe, you can switch weapons, and it's so happy they did that. Like, you have no idea how happy I am about that. Moving on, this is coming from a hipster perspective, by the way, so keep that in mind, but they actually nerfed the Gloves of Running urgently. They increased holster time by 50%. So basically now, when you put away your Guru, it takes a little bit longer. And honestly, that's not a huge nerf, because you've already marked for that, so switching weapons you should do behind, like, or before you get to the enemy lines, what am I saying? But it's not a huge nerf, but it is still a nerf. And I'm cool with that, because I'm hipster, and I don't really like using them. I only use them on, like, Badlands, or Badwater, occasionally. I don't know, I'm hipster. I don't like it when every single person uses the same exact set. But, then again, a lot of people are going to hate me because I don't like that. I'm sorry. They don't fit right with me, you know what I mean? They don't fit right with me, you know what I mean? Next up on the stat-changing craziness is the Warrior Spirit. I actually really love this, because it basically allows heavy to play like a tank with melee. And if you're good at melee, this weapon's gonna be good for you, and that's why I like it, because I'm good at melee sometimes. Now, originally when I saw this, I thought it was a nerf. It said damage received and dealt increased by 30%, which means you take a lot more damage. That with the Buffalo Stake adds up to 55% damage. So I was quite annoyed about that. But then I noticed it says now heals 50 health on hit and removed the health penalty. So basically, as long as you keep landing shots after you've been hit, it is really good. And also, it works with the Brass Beast, because the Brass Beast gives you 40% resistance, so it kind of cancels that out. So they're trying to make people use the whole set, and I love that, because I've always used this set, but I was quite annoyed, but they actually made it really good now, and I love it. I actually might use it in comp one day for a video. And finally, we're moving on to the last weapon change in this update revolving around the heavy, the Eviction Notice. Now, I really want to like this weapon. Ever since it came out, I wanted to like this weapon. They're trying, that's all I can say. Basically, what they did was they now provides 50% movement speed, which is a passive, I think, and it now increases damage taken by 20%. So basically, it seems like a dumbed down version of the Gloves of Running urgently, which I like. However, I haven't really noticed the movement speed. Maybe I'll just do it like a speed test on that, and I'll show that right now. But maybe it's like you have to hit and then you get faster movement speed for that. In which case, I still can't really like the weapon. But, at least they're trying. They're trying to make people use different weapons. And I admire them for that, because I hate seeing everyone use the exact same weapon. Maybe that's just me being hipster. So in conclusion, Heavy came out of this pretty unscathed. They nerfed the overpopular weapons, and they buffed the unpopular weapons. So, I'm happy with this. They changed a lot in this update. Like, it's like a second gunmetal. It lived up to its title. So I highly suggest you go check out the webpage and then go play the update. They changed a lot, including Flog Pyros now being, instead of overpowered, like godlike. Seriously, don't mess with a Flog now. Also, I forgot to mention there's skins and contracts. I myself am not doing any contracts, so you can't see those coming from me. I'm sorry, they're too expensive for me right now, and it just doesn't seem like a wise choice. All the skins are kind of looking cheap this year, and I'm not a huge fan of them. However, there's one skin that I absolutely adore. This one. It reminds me of Hotline Miami. What can I say? I'm a Hotline Miami nerd. I don't know. That's just my 2 cents. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and go have fun with the update. Bear Heavy is now a viable option. The Fists of Steel are now good. The Eviction Notice is working its way up, and the Guru is slightly nerfed. So as always, you guys have a swell day, and peace out.